Hi, this is Jess reporting live from DITV. I'm here with Steve from Mind Trekkers. Steve, thanks for being with us.
Oh, thanks for having us. It's been great, second year around.
We got a lot going on over here. This looks like a ton of fun. Why don't you tell me a little bit about what Mind Trekkers is all about and what we're doing here today?
Well, Mind Trekkers started about 2.5 years ago, and there's been a tremendous need for STEM. Get kids interested in science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Well, we started out with it doing real quick hits, 30 seconds to 3 minutes in duration. Learn about 3 to 4 principles about science and let the kids take something away, either with their taste buds, with their hands, with their emotions, something to get them going. We added music to it, we added video to it, and it broke down all their inhibitions, and all of a sudden they wanted to learn about STEM. Science wasn't boring anymore. It's something that they wanted to engage in and do over and over and over again. And that's why we're here.
So how did you get involved with the Destination Imagination program? I know that STEM is very important to us and we go about it in different ways just like you're doing here. How did you get involved with DI and what does that mean to your program?
Well, it's funny, we were at the USA Science and Engineering Festival 2 years ago, and we had a place in Ronald Reagan Plaza right near the White House, and we had thousands of kids coming through, and all of a sudden one of the people that came through was Britt Dyer. And Britt said, you know, we've got Destination Imagination that we think you would really fit with. And all of a sudden he said, well, why don't you come by? So we came to the last event last year at the Global Finals, and it was an incredible time. I mean, the kids around here, they're so engaged. They're not afraid. They want to try things that are new. So do the parents, and it's just an incredible electric atmosphere.
Why do you think that this kind of learning is important to kids, this thinking out of the box kind of learning? What does it teach them? What does it mean to them being in school now? And what does it mean to their future?
Well, first of all the jobs are in STEM. Everybody needs it. We need engineers. We see it at our college. Engineers, scientists, people in biology. It's all needed. And with kids today, they need to learn with their hands. They don't learn by listening to a PowerPoint or having somebody speak at them. They need to be involved in their education, which is what Destination Imagination does. So that's why we fit in. We find out that these kids remember these concepts when they have all these emotions tied to them. And you know, we saw it today with a gentleman talking about the mind and how it develops. If you want to get something to stick, you got to give multiple inroads into that memory, and that's what we do.
So what's the future for Mind Trekkers after you leave Global Finals here? What's next for you guys? Where are you headed, and what's up with you?
Well, the next place is Lambeau Field, where we have 6,000 girls in a day. We're part of a bunch of other folks trying to get them excited about STEM. The Packard Hallow Ground, we're going to be in the parking lot because we can't step on the turf, you know how the Packers are. But after that, we have a grant with NSF that's going to take us, hopefully, 10 different states, 10 venues per state. Over the next 4 years, about $3 million, and we're going to be going into rural areas because they just don't have the type of resources that we have in major metropolitan areas. So we're bringing it to them.
All right, let's have a little fun. Let's walk around here and see what's going on.
Cool, let's go.
All right, Steve, what's going on here?
Well, as you can see, this is a moment of inertia spin, and we're using a little bit of centripetal force here. We're spinning that tire, and that tire, the way she points it, it's going to use that energy to make her spin on that platform. Again, this is a physics demo that's used in college that these kids are getting to learn about these properties right here.
Looks like fun to me. Let's walk over here and see what's going on.
All right.
Hi, Sarah, what's going on here?
We have ad specs which are made by Dow Corning, and they're being sent to third world countries to kids who don't have access to eye care. So what you do is you put them on, you cover one eye and adjust it until you can see the eye chart clearly, and then the kid can walk away with a pair of glasses and see and learn how to read at school.
That's really cool. Want to move on?
Sure.
What do we got going on here, Kevin?
So these are Siftio cubes. They're made by Siftio.com, and basically they communicate with each other and with your laptop, so you can play a bunch of games on them. It helps kids learn. They can do math. They can like tilt them and all those kind of things just to kind of learn different skills.
What do we got going on here, Steve?
This is liquid nitrogen. We call this dragon's breath. Now, liquid nitrogen is 321 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit, but we soak graham crackers in it. And once we soak them in it, we blow all the liquid nitrogen off because you can't eat that stuff. But once you put the graham cracker in your mouth, watch to see what it does to their breath. You can see with Liz? It's a great way to learn about some of the properties of liquid nitrogen and what we use it for.
Steve, what do we got here?
You can look at this one right here. It's very hard to find quick hits with engineering, so we have something with design. We're going to give you a square piece of paper and a toothpick, and you're going to have to design something that will stop a grape from being crushed. So as you can see, there's many different ways of designing it, and everybody's got a little bit of engineering in them. This is a way to find out what type of engineer they have in them.
What's going on over here?
Well, you know what? We're going to describe this because the kids love this. This is called oobleck. It's a non-Newtonian fluid made up of cornstarch and water. You can make it at home. So what's going to happen is, what does non-Newtonian mean? Well, it's a liquid that acts like a solid. These kids, when they put pressure on it, they can run across it. If they stop and sink down into it, well, when they try to pull their feet out, that they energize that liquid around them and it turns to a solid, so they can't get out. And it's so much fun for parents because they see their kid and all of a sudden their kid runs through it and then they stop and they get stuck and then they fall and the parents are going, oh no, and their other kids are going, oh, I want to go next. It's such a riot. Well, this is a maglev train, and this is something that we built. We have a big rail department in Michigan Tech, and it's so hard to teach them about high-speed rail. Well, high-speed rail, we know the trains don't float on wheels, they float on kind of a magnetic charge. So we created one like this. 2 magnets, one on the train, one on the bottom. The north poles are pointing at each other, and we know that opposites attract, but like push away from each other. So these like charges are pushing away from each other, and these are floating on, not air, but a magnetic charge, so they're getting to race them.
Very cool. Well, Steve, thanks for your time. Why don't you tell me a little bit about, I know you have a couple of fairs coming up that DI is getting involved with. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, we have 2 programs that are very successful. One of them is Women in Engineering and one of them is Engineering Scholars. And they're built around the premise, week-long, taking kids from all across the country. They're scholarship programs sponsored by people like 3M that sponsor you, Dow Corning, Dow Chemical, and they take these kids in for a week and they try out all types of engineering, hands-on style. No PowerPoints, they do it. And that's where they get to learn where their interests really lie. And Destination Imagination this year, we've added a day where they're going to be doing challenges all day long. There's going to be 4 different challenges, hour-long, where they get to work together on group engineering projects that DI has developed with their partners. I think the kids are going to have a blast.
I think so too. Steve, thanks so much. This is Jess reporting live from the Mind Trekkers booth in the expo in the lower level of the KCC. Thanks for watching.